श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। गणानां त्वा घनपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पदान् शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सेदसादनं प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनेवदे दीनामवित्रयवतो गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। ओम साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ओम जयन्ती मंगलकाली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शुभदात्री स्वाहा स्वादा नमोस्तुते। ओम शांति 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 है। Sairam Lin, Sairam from Malaysia.
Sairam Sharma, Sairam from New Zealand, and we welcome our listeners very much. And thank you, Swami, for allowing Sharma and I to share more divine wisdom of Bhagavan. This is to do with the Sohum mantra, which Swami inspired with Mata Betty and which she began to teach to all of us. So our topic today is the Sohum mantra, part 2. In part 1, I described how Mata Betty and her group sang the Sohum mantra to Swami. And we have provided the mantra that will be available for anyone who needs to have it written. We have that for you. Now, Swami, during this interview, it was a very intense interview because he had created the ring for Mata Betty with the word Sohum inscribed on the divine lotus feet, and the feet are locked together with an Om. It is a silver ring. Now, these feet represent the divine feet of Bhagwan. And that ring was so powerful, I can tell you that when she was teaching us and moving that ring around, you could feel the energy of the Sohum practically emanating from the ring. We knew we were being taught a very, very powerful mantra. And Swami had said during this interview something very interesting. He said that scientists employ all kinds of instruments and declare that they have not found God anywhere. But the saints, seeing God with the inner vision, see him everywhere. They use the power of the mantra to see God. They see God through the lens of love. Now, the Sohum, of course, is focusing on the breath. And if you are thinking about your breathing, even though you may not be thinking about God, you are actually naturally thinking about God. Because who provides the breath? Who makes you breathe? Where does the breath come from? Swami says that the power that carries the ability to breathe enters the body through between the 9th and 12th vertebrae of the back. We cannot control the breathing to much extent. Of course, we can hold our breath. In fact, children sometimes like to tease each other by seeing how long they can hold their breath. Not a safe practice, but we all did it, I'm afraid. And of course, going underwater, you learn to hold your breath, but you cannot hold your breath for long. And so if you are thinking about your breathing, you are naturally thinking about God, because that breath that you are taking in is God. And that breath that is escaping from you, that you are releasing, that too is God. So even an atheist who thinks there is no God, you can ask him, where do you think your breath comes from? Who is controlling your breath? You're not controlling it. I mean, prove it to me. Hold your breath for an hour. You can't do it. All the time, your body, your lungs, your nose are in a consciousness of God. And therefore, it is a form of meditation and of contemplation. And it is a way to still the mind. There is still a great deal happening on the spiritual level with Sohum. It automatically takes you back to God. you feel something, which is your energy being released, and that feeling gives you the experience of God, the experience of God. People say to me, how can I know God? And Swami would ask that question in interviews, how to know God. Breathing, knowing and focusing on your breath is giving you the experience of God entering your body and leaving your body. This feeling says, this is right. What I am doing is right, and you begin to experience a feeling of peace. Mata Betty said to us many times, God is a feeling. Swami said, you are urged on towards this adventure of life by your very breath, which repeats 21,600 times every day. He, I, Sohum, emphasizes the identity of the indweller, that is the indweller in the spiritual heart, with the principle that is immanent in the universe. You may declare with your tongue, there is no God, but the breath repeats so as it goes in and hum as it goes out, making it clear that the he who is immanent is the I that is resident in the spiritual heart. Now, many people might try to argue this, but really attempting to practice what they are teaching, or rather, can I say, people might debate and argue with learned scholars all the time about something like this. But without attempting to practice what they teach is a waste of time, Mata used to say. She's a waste of time. Knowledge is of no avail if it's not to put into practice. We can read endless texts on spiritual discipline, but unless we practice a mantra, for example, it will not give us a grasp of the basis that God is within us. Yet our very breath urges us towards this practice. The air we breathe, it is God that we inhale. We emphasize this identity of the indweller, and this great principle is throughout the entire universe. The breath repeats it in and out, in and out. There is God, there is God, there is God. The only thing that stands between a person and their knowledge of this gentle presence, entering and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, is just emotional turbulence. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am God. Now, this can calm you down. The Sohum is a wonderful method of just creating inner peace. It purifies that emotion that may be causing you so much turbulence. You are inseparably one with God. Mata hammered this into us. You cannot escape him. It's your divine heritage. And your breath is calling you to emotional mastery. Swami does not ask anything of us of which we are incapable. We are all most certainly able to control our emotional energies to a degree of quietness beyond what we currently expect. And in this state, you can hear your inner self guiding and inspiring, because you are the master of your destiny. You are the master. And as you are aware of your identity, your true identity, your effort is rewarded with a vision of truth. Mata told us, still your mind so as not to encourage unnecessary thoughts and enjoy life while you're learning. Every element of you, your body, your mind, or spirit, is created for the expression of divine love. Swami said, each individual is born with a question on his lips, Sohum, which means, who am I? It is the question which presses on every breast, said Swami, and the answer is given by every breath. Sohum, he am I. The inhalation is whispering so, and the exhalation, hum. So if you are asking, who am I? The answer is in your every breath. I am he, and he am I. He lives in my heart. He powers my breath. I am him, and he is I. Om Shri Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram. तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वरा. हरि ओम तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु. ओम शांति शांति शांति.